Hey guys, it's Mike here. I'm basically on my way down to the pet store. Need to go and get some kitty stuff because I've got cats scratching up the floor. So yeah, in a little update, for those who don't know, the kids have got two little new kitties. One of them is called Misty. She's a kind of a white with brown patch, kind of short hair, very lovely little girl, very placid at sometimes. And then they've got this big, brutish, kind of a humongous tabby, and his name is Merlin. Great little cat. And so I'm going down to the store today to go and pick up some bits and pieces for them, and also to give them some time with their mum, who's come to see them today. Which, there's loads of legal jargon. There we go. I'm trying to get it out of my mouth. There's loads of legal jargon in terms of why I can't be there while she visits, but hey, I have family members looking after it, so they're dealing with that. Now, I want to talk about something today that is kind of something that I need to kind of harp on about, which is not anything too aggressive or anything like that. I'm not taking a shot at anybody, but I want to talk about something called criticism. Criticism is a big thing. Now, I know a lot of us don't like taking it when it comes to people saying, hey, you need to do this better or you need to do that better. And there's a lot of others who get really, can kind of use it as a way to build up themselves, their profiles, and in terms of their abilities in a sense. Now, I come from a field as an actor that you have to take criticism. If someone says, that something that you do is bad, maybe you've got to look at it and say, okay, what can I do to work on that and make my kind of characters stand out in a sense. As a writer, if someone says, hey, that's terrible, then you have to look at it and say, okay, what can I do to tell a better story? And it's all about making yourself better in a sense by taking that criticism and using it as a way to build yourself, build upon what you already have, the skills you have. And a lot of people kind of take criticism and turn it into something different. Now, I've heard someone use the term jealousy when they use criticism in a sense to guide them, and just say, hey, I like this better and I like that better. And someone did a video quite recently. I'm not going to basically point to his video because I don't want to harp on about it, because I felt that he could have said in 5 minutes what he took 16 minutes to say, in a sense, because I felt his ego was a little bruised in terms of someone trying to give him guidance. And the person who tried to give him guidance was a gentleman by the name of Magus. Magus has been doing this YouTube thing for a while. He jumped on to the whole YouTube thing in its infancy, in a sense. Just as monetization was about to happen, just as all these channels were coming out, he helped guide channels like Happy Console Gamer before it turned into the vlog mess that it is today. And it is what it is, So he tried to help this guy out. The gentleman in question wasn't very happy about receiving that guidance. He felt that the guy was trying to knock on him and knock on his abilities. Well, I think what he was trying to do was trying to steer him in the right direction and help him in terms of building up what he considers a YouTube career. I don't consider YouTube as a career myself. I think YouTube for me is just doing this, talking to you guys and letting you guys know about my day-to-day activities, my journey, and also, doing game reviews and stuff. And that is coming soon. I just basically need time to actually sit down and get stuff done. At the moment, life has been very hectic and busy. But anyway, he tried to guide this guy. He took offense to it, and it turned into a kind of a bit of a mess in terms of the situation itself, because he felt that he was being taken down a peg a little bit, which I don't think so. I think it was very ego-driven in a sense. Now, this has happened a few times. I remember once I made a comment about a podcast. It was a podcast made by a group of YouTubers who basically are very efficient at what they do. They know how to do it, they know how to present a product, but they're very lazy at the same time. I discussed it with one of them. He tried to have this whole debate with me about how I'm making fun of him and all this stuff, in a sense, and how his fans are like, oh my god, he's trolling you, and pretended to be my best friend. But in a sense, it's one of those things you come out with and say, okay, I get it, you don't like what I said about your stuff, but it doesn't stop it from being true. And this is the thing, when it comes to anybody, when it comes to any person, established or unestablished, There's still stuff that you can learn. Sorry, I'm just crossing the road. And all of us, you, me, any of us, can learn from this stuff. You know, if you want to get your channel kind of at a stage where it's better, feedback's an integral part. If you want to basically monetize that and start earning money, you need people to talk to you. And the thing is, I for one, you know, I have been doing these videos harping on about Patreon. I have no issue with people monetizing their channel. You want to monetize your channel, make a little bit of extra change, go for it. If you want to basically do something more creative with it, and you've got a fan base that's there to kind of give you money to do it, go for it. I have no issue about that whatsoever. The only issue I always had was manipulation in the sense of the system, but I digress. So, in terms of improving, you know, with you anything really, you could be a fireman, a police officer, you could be an actor, a director, a writer, you could be an artist that wants to get better as a painter. The problem is, we've kind of gotten rid of those like mentor-mentee roles. You know, the thing is with actors, if you wanted to be a great actor back in the day, you never had degrees. You never had like people doing BAs and masters and all these other stuff and being taught by a curriculum. You were being taught by the best actors in the world. You know, you had Al Pacino, a man who has done so many iconic roles. What did he do? He went to the drama studio and he basically got taught by Strasberg, who in turn was taught by Stanislavski, you know? You had guys like Sanford Meisner learn from like the best and then in kind of bring his own variation of something which is called the method. You cannot sit there and say that these people were not criticised by their peers. We're not criticised by people who have done what they've done but done it better. You can't sit there and get annoyed with someone because they make a comment and say, actually, you know what? I've done radio engineering and I think your podcast needs to be tweaked a little bit better. I wouldn't have an issue with that. You know what? I work best with what I have. And I've always said this. When I did I Got Gameplay, it was a bit dodgy in terms of the sound quality, but I worked best with what I had and tried to create something rather artistic, rather appealing, and rather different in terms of, you know, what the other shows presented. I wanted to present a gaming show that was kind of like no other in a sense. We had guys discussing and talking about things, but we also had friendly banter as well at the same time. And I think what happened with this situation is that if you don't want to take criticism, that's up to you, right? But I don't think anyone who doesn't take criticism will never get better. You'll never sit there and feel where you've gone wrong, because sometimes we take a U-turn, we go into the wrong kind of corner, which is a dead end. We can't get out of it, and we need someone to kind of prop us back up and say, hey, we need to talk and bring you back from there. Hell, I've had people criticize me and bring me back from the depths tons of times, you know. To name a few people, Xander Scullion, the guy has always told me the truth in terms of if I've basically allowed my own temperament to get the best of me in a sense, or my own depressive states to get the best of me. I've had family members, I've had my own children even talk to me and try and bring me back from my own like issues. And it's not a bad thing. Criticism is not a bad thing, and I think people need to actually understand what the difference between criticism and, you know, people basically bashing you or bashing your channel. And I really, really feel that as YouTubers yourselves, as people who want to actually make their channel something better, criticism is a good thing. And if someone comes to you and says, hey, I need to talk about the way you present your thing, I think you're good, but I think you could be better, maybe you should listen to them. Just sit down and listen to what they have to say. You don't have to take it all in. Take some notes and then sit there and think, okay, what areas do I need to work on? Because I do that every day. I've always sat down and said, okay, what do I need to work on? Where do I need to go? What direction do I need to take in order to get where I need to be? You know, we've had our fails, we've had our successes, but in the end, criticism helps you mature and build. And that's what you need to do, is build. Hell, Smosh didn't get the way that they are now because they didn't take criticism. These guys are probably in the early stages, went from having very shitty comedy sketches to really bad cameras to now really great equipment, great kind of audio, amazing quality. They've got engineers working with them now, and they do it because they know exactly what they're doing, how they're doing it, but they've they've taken that criticism to go further. Everyone has. And if you say to me, oh, I'm perfect and I've never taken criticism from anyone, you're a fucking liar. But that's me. Anyway, so that's it. That's all I wanted to say. I hope you guys have a good day. I'm going to go and sort this cat stuff out because they're really going to start tearing up the floor and I don't want that happening. So, love you, leave you, sayonara, and have a great day.